Welcome to my class. In this class, we are going to learn force and different types of forces. I tried my level best to make the concept simpler to understand. Children, you observe this animation, you observe this diagram here. What is doing here? This man is pushing the cradle. At the same time, he is pulling the cradle. Here also, two boys are swinging. Next, here you observe this one. They entered a palace and this man is pulling and here he is pushing the door. Okay, so here what you observed? You observed push and pull. Then you observe this one. You observe this diagram. The bullock cart is pulled by the bullock. Next, here the bullock is pulling the cart. Here you observe this one. The boy is pushing the car. The boy is pushing the car. Here also the man is pushing his bag. He is pushing his bag. So scientifically, how can we define that? The push or pull is known as what we call it force. So what is force? Force is defined as a push or a pull. Are you clear about that one? So what is force? Force is defined as a push or a pull. Now if you observe these diagrams, what you observe this carefully, there is the direct physical contact. There is the direct physical contact. See, the bullock is in direct contact with the cart. Here also the boy is pushing the car. Okay, he is in direct contact with the car. Next, here also the man is pushing his luggage. Here he is in direct contact with the baggage. You observe this carefully. So when there is a real contact with the object on which force is applied, it is called what we call it contact force. So you simply remember the push or pull or both is called what we call it force. So force is mainly divided into two types. One is the contact force. You clear about that one, I think. See this one, pull, push, push. See, when you are throwing a ball, what you have to do? You have to contact the ball. Real contact is there. Real contact is there between the ball and your hand. So that type of force is known as what we call it contact force. Lifting the bag. School children lift their bags. Hitting the ball. Cricketers hit the ball. And kicking the football. Pulling the toy. These are all the examples for contact forces. You might have studied famous Newton experiment. See this one, apples are falling down. Why these apples are falling down? Why they are falling down? Because the earth is pulling every object towards its center. Towards its center. So there is a force of attraction between the two bodies in the universe. That force of attraction is known as what we call it gravitational force. Is there any direct contact here? There is no direct contact. You observe this one. This man is throwing the ball. He is not applying any force here. He is not applying any force. Simply he left the ball. So the ball is falling down to the ground. So why the ball is falling down? Because of the gravitational force. So in this force, in this type of force, there is no direct physical contact. There is no direct physical contact. Okay. Now observe one more example here. Children, you observe this animation. Two magnets are there. The south pole of one magnet and the north pole of one magnet, they get attracted. They get attracted. When you bring small nails near to the magnet, they get attracted. See, there is no direct contact. There is no direct contact. So this type of force is known as force at a distance. Force at a distance. So we can say that unlike poles of a magnet attract each other. Attract each other. Are you clear about that one? These are the unlike poles. Here you observe this animation. See this one. See, like poles here, north, north and south, south. When they brought together, they get repelled. They get repelled. So here also the force is acting from a distance. There is no direct physical contact. There is no direct physical contact. So here also in your previous classes you studied that see, like poles repels each other. Like poles repels each other. This is the fundamental property which you studied in your lower classes. See this one in your previous classes you studied like poles of a magnet repel each other. This magnetic force is also an example for a force at a distance. A force at a distance. Children, you observe this animation, another animation, look carefully. See this one. Here, two charged bodies are there. One is the positive charge, another one is the negative charge. Electrons will have the negative charge and the protons will have the positive charge. Any two charged bodies here. See this one, plus and minus. So there is a type of attraction, that is attractive force is present between two charged bodies. Here these two are unlike charges. See this one. These unlike charges are attracting each other. This is an example for electrostatic force. Here also see this one. These two are the like charges. These two are also like charges. Negative, negative. Next, positive, positive. So we can say that like charges repel each other. Unlike charges attract each other. You observe this animation. See this one. These are the two charged bodies. These are the two charged bodies. When these unlike charges brought together, okay, they attract each other. There is a attractive force present between the two charges. This type of force is known as electrostatic force. What we call it? Electrostatic force. Here electrostatic force also, here you observe this one. There is no direct physical contact. Here also there is no direct physical contact. So this is also an example for force at a distance. Force at a distance. Are you clear about that one, children? See, this is the animations. These animations, with these animations, I think you have understood what is contact force and what is non-contact force. Are you clear? So we can say that unlike charges attract each other and like charges repel each other. See, when you comb the hair with the plastic comb and take the comb near to the pieces of papers, those papers gets attracted because of the charges present on the comb and the papers. Are you clear about that one? So these are the examples for charges. These are the examples for force at a distance. Now, children, what we studied? We studied force. What is force? The push or pull. The push or pull is known as force. So, forces are mainly classified into two types. One is the contact force. What is a contact force? A force where the direct contact is required. For example, if you want to throw the ball, you have to touch it. You have to apply the force with your hand. If you want to kick the ball, you have to touch the ball with the leg. Okay, pulling, pushing, dragging, these are all the examples for the contact forces. Another one, force at a distance. See this one, force at a distance. There is no need of direct contact. Direct physical contact is not needed in this case. So, examples for this one, gravitational force. What is that? Gravitational force, magnetic force, and electrostatic force. These are the examples for force at a distance. So, what do you mean by force, children? Force is nothing but the push or the pull. The push or the pull or both. Now, force is divided into two types. One is the contact force, another one is the force at a distance. What do you mean by contact force? When there is the direct contact, means real contact between the object and the person or something else on which you are going to apply the force. When there is the direct contact, real contact is there. Okay, example, throwing the ball, lifting the book, lifting the bag, these are all the examples. Next, force at a distance. There is no need of any direct physical contact. Okay, when the charged bodies are separated by distance, there is a force of attraction. There is a force of attraction. When two magnets are separated by a distance, there is a force of attraction. Next, the magnet always tries to attract the pins nails, okay, which are kept at a distance. Are you clear about that one? So every body in the universe attracts another body. So Earth always attracts each and every object towards its center. This is known as what we call it a gravitational force. So gravitational force is an example for force at a distance. Next one, magnetic force. Like poles, see this one, like poles, that is north north and south south, they repel each other. Okay, there is no direct contact. And unlike poles, means north south, south north, there is a force of attraction. Next, another one, electrostatic force, means the forces present between the charged bodies. Charged bodies is an example for force at a distance. Are you clear about that one, children? Now, let us study the differences between the contact force and force at a distance. See this one. For contact force, there is a need of direct contact. Real contact is there. Next, non-contact force or force at a distance. Contact is not necessary. Contact is not necessary. Example for contact and non-contact forces. See this one. Pushing or pulling is an example for contact force. Frictional force is also a contact force, which you will learn in the next lesson. Next, here also see this one. Contact is not necessary for a force at a distance. This is also known as field force. We also call it as the field forces. See this one, example for magnetic force. Example for that one is magnetic force and electrostatic force and gravitational force. Gravitational force. Okay, children, I think I made you crystal clear. Okay, this chapter. Don't be panic, children. Enjoy the learning with this animation. Are you clear about that one? If you have any doubt, please post your doubts to my WhatsApp number 9490535896. Thank you, children, for watching this. Okay, if you have any doubt, don't forget to post your doubts. I will reply to your questions. Are you clear? If you like my video, please do subscribe and share it with your friends. Thank you, children.